Yeah. I mean, I think we're going through a little bit of mid-season things. I think just a bit. Like I think this is a couple games where we just don't quite seem to. We just seem to be a half step or a half second slow at the start of a couple games here lately. Like I thought they had 5 like totally uncontested threes in the first 4 minutes of the game, and we just weren't. But then we did. We did when it mattered. We were really moving and flying and playing physical most of the second half, I thought. So just kind of got to play through some of that stuff once in a while. But I'm really proud that they dug in and played defense, gave themselves a chance.
I think Fred in his 3 games back is like 13 for 16 or something like that for 3-point range. Did you give him any shooting tips when he was back?
Yeah, it's all me, Doug. No, I'm just kidding. No, he obviously playing good. I think the fresh legs thing is we've seen the benefits for just about everybody, right? So, and he is a really good shooter, and let's hope he keeps up at that pace.
You said a few times when Serge gets it going, you guys become really tough to beat.
Yep.
What do you think? I think you played up for like the last 17 minutes or so of the game. What do you think it is about him specifically that the team really channels?
I think the biggest asset he has is his rim protection. And his rebounding. I think it just changes when he's really aware and there's a drive coming and he's there early. It just changes the whole possession from there on out. And would-be layups turn into high floaters or pull-ups or stopped drives even, and then usually if they do throw something up that doesn't go in, he's the one that's pulling it down as well. And I thought he was really solid on offense too. He was patient. He set good screens. He got to the right spots, and he made some key buckets. He's really shooting the ball well too. I mean those. And he has worked really hard on his mechanics as of late, and they look like. I mean, when they come off his hands, he's hitting them right in the middle. A lot of them. So he's put in some good time and doing a good job.
The 2 bigs were at 13 for 16. Him and Mark. How much easier does it make your offense work when they're both shooting that well from?
That's the tough one when Serge is rolling and the team's kind of rolling and the game's changed, and I look down and say, geez, Mark's 7 for 7, what's he doing sitting over here? And I was contemplating going back with both of them big since they were both playing so well, but they were kind of smallish for them, like with Harris at the 4, that's a guy that puts it on the deck, pretty good, and that group was playing too well to mess with it probably.
It wasn't the best shooting night from Pascal, but he gave you the 15 rebounds, made some good reads late in the game. But do you see him sort of still working to get his explosiveness, his burst back?
Yeah, maybe. I think he was just a little bit unlucky tonight. I think he had a few, maybe 2 or 3 at least, go round and out, right? So just one of those nights on a couple of those. I think. He's trying to draw some contact. He's maybe drawing some, maybe sometimes, and we just got to get a little bit more strength in those moves, or a little bit more balance, or something. So maybe he'll get a few of those calls. Josh, I think he probably deserved to shoot maybe 8 or 10 free throws tonight, and he didn't. So that would have helped too. But some nights you got to play through the hits too. Some nights it's physical, and people are going to play him that way, and. I don't know. I thought he did make some nice reads really late in the game.
There was a point in the fourth quarter where if you looked up at the scoreboard, there was 5 guys on the court with 16 points each.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that before?
Nope, I have not.
What does that tell you?
Well, I like it. First of all, right? I think it's quirky, right? It's a quirky thing that I have never seen before, but it also shows you that we're sending the ball to an open player. Right, we're not really going through the same guys. We're moving it. We're just finding the right reads, I think, a lot, and everybody's kind of getting their cracks at it.
In terms of that's an incomplete Sixers team, but did you see anything about how you talked about trying to free guys against length? Did you kind of figure anything out in this game in that regard? Or did any of your guys figure anything out?
No, I mean not really. I guess I'm pretty happy that we continue to attack the paint. right? I'm not sure. You know, we did get a couple really good buckets out of a couple of things that we thought might work tonight. We had a couple of the same things that were wide open, and we blew the layup or whatever. So there was a couple of ideas we had going in there that did prove to be pretty good. But other than that, I just liked our force of getting in the paint. I think the paint points may tell the real story of this game, right? Because I think I saw 54 to 18, 52-18. So that's a good credit. You know, Kyle driving, Pascal driving, you know, Serge rolling. You know, a lot of guys in there mixing it up in the paint.
Over the first month of the season, Gasol shot sub 40% from 2-point range. But since he came back from injury, I don't know if he's missed a post up. Is it just the ball bouncing differently, or has something changed otherwise?
No, I think the rest helped him. I think he was just there was just a little spring missing there, right on all those turnarounds. That, you know, because it's the same thing I was saying. You know, I was sitting there going, geez, 2 years ago we go to Memphis and that thing was on autopilot. He'd shoot that turnaround every time it would go in, and he couldn't buy one. He couldn't buy one, right? And I think there was just a little bit of lift missing there, mileage probably, and he got fresh, and it's great. Like, this is way more. I mean, that was a low minute game for him tonight, but it's way more of the way I envision him. Like let's mix in 5 post ups or 8 post ups a night for him, and I think his trigger on the three's been a lot quicker, and I like that. He can really shoot, and I don't like him turning them down just to keep the ball moving, man. If he's got space, he's got to let him fly a few more times.
What do you see with the struggles of OG? He didn't look in sync tonight,
Yep.
offensively or defensively. What are you seeing with him?
Well, he's you know, I think I see still a fairly young guy, Doug. That's you know, there's some nights where he's just fantastic, right? You know, maybe 2 or 3 games ago or 4 games, just fantastic numbers across the board, and taking it to the rim and dunking and shooting threes and everything. And then, you know, the ball doesn't find him very much tonight. And I've got an idea about getting him a few more touches, and I've got to get that to the court, practice court a little bit, and to the court here coming up, because I think well, we need him, because he's a really good defender and rebounder in his size, and he can shoot. I think he needs more reps. So he's not going to get any better taking 3 shots a night. You know what I mean? He needs some more chances to go out there and develop his game, and that's got to be on me a little bit to again get that to the floor.
Coach, if Siakam is named an All-Star starter, there'll be a Raptor on the All-Star team as a starter every year since 2015, the most in the NBA. What's that say about the team as an organization that they're consistently producing starting All-Stars?
Well, I guess that it was about then when we first got it. It was really special, you know, when DeMar and Kyle got in there, and they obviously had their great run with us, and but the Pascal one, I think, is you know, even more special. It's a kid that 2 years ago, or you know, I think he started the season as our 11th man, and he played in the D League the year before that. You know, I mean, so that's a hell of a rise up to become if it happens. You know, I think he probably makes the team regardless, but that's a heck of a rise up, and I think. You know, again, credit to our organization in general, picks, scouting, player development, you know, the whole thing. I think all those things kind of work together to make that possible.
Did you have an update on McCaw?
Yeah, he had a broken nose. He's gonna fly with us tomorrow. They're gonna take him to a specialist just to make sure there's nothing else in there. But they does have a broken nose. Yep.
Generally speaking, you guys seem to bounce back from runs really well throughout the season. Is there any specific factor that you've noticed that allows you guys to?
And I tell you what, I don't know. It's I think every season that ticks by, or half a season, it seems like it becomes more of a game of runs than ever, right? Like you know, we've been involved in some 30-point swings here of late, right? 30-point swings, like that's almost unheard of. But it's 10 here, 10 there, up, down, 10. It's happening all this. I turn on the TV, it's happening in lots of games, and a lot of that, you know, of course, is the, you know, I mean, if 2 years ago we saw a team shoot 46 threes, we'd be going crazy, Now we barely even notice it. It's going on every night. You know, one of the two teams or both teams are shooting close to 40. That changes momentum quickly. I think there's a lot more pace in the game. There's a lot more guys putting their head down and driving the basketball to create early, quick offense, which raises the number of possessions again. So those swings happen. Is that enough on that? That was a lot.
Apologies, I'm late here, but
It's okay.
how much do you enjoy, or what luxury is it to have a team that seems to be able to work a game? You know, you take it from the first quarter,
Yeah.
things, and then just the strategic adjustments that keep getting better.
Yeah, I think first of all, it's great because I think if you want to win a lot of games, you're going to have to, because all these games kind of take on their own little story, right? And they're sometimes they're what you expect, sometimes they're nothing what you expect, and sometimes they're both in the same game. You know what I mean? And you just got to be able to kind of to manage and change and I thought we were pretty fortunate tonight. Like, we switched to the zone twice, and it had huge impact both times. And, yeah, okay, you probably would have gone into the game and say maybe this would be a good team to zone. But, you know, it's always a little when they're already hit 7 threes, or, you know, they're really hot, and you go to a zone, you know, you're a little nervous about doing that. But the zone really, I thought, changed the game in the second quarter. And even though it was only like 5 or 7 possessions, it somehow changes the rhythm and the mindset of the game. And again, credit to our guys to be able to jump in. We played 2 different zones tonight. We played a 3-2 and a 2-3. And again, we got some great IQ guys that can bounce back and forth. And we did a really good job of switching late too. You know, we really were up, you know, and that stymied them a little bit.